Arianna has great big ideas. She almost should be the patron saint of the Aspen Ideas Festival. And about a month ago, we were talking about a really big idea that you were just starting to form. And then you said, why don't we announce it at Aspen Ideas Festival? And so I'll just turn it over to you to discuss this great idea, and then maybe we can enlist some support here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. First of all, Walter, I must say that when I first mentioned the idea to you, what I loved is the way you resonated to it. As a man who's written about big ideas and big ideas people for so long, you kind of immediately responded. So the big idea is based on the fact that as we look around, we all, from our different perspectives, wherever we are politically, have come to the conclusion that something is very broken in America, that what we love about this country and the American dream is in real danger, and that this is our time for us to do something about it, and not just wait for politicians to bring the sense of urgency that is needed to actually do something about it. And the biggest problem right now, wherever you look, is joblessness. I have two daughters, one just graduated from college, the other will be a junior. So many of their friends are graduating and can't get jobs. 75% of high school graduates who are not going to college can't get jobs. 50% of college graduates. So yet there is no real urgency coming out of the political world. So we looked at what can we do and when can we do it. And there is something about a convention, the two conventions coming up the end of August, beginning of September in Charlotte and Tampa, that is really a moment. That is a moment when we can come together and kickstart job creation and bring together businesses, not-for-profits, social entrepreneurs, individuals, and say, this is our responsibility. Obviously, there's going to be a big campaign around how do we reduce unemployment with multiple conflicting ideas. But the true bipartisanship can come around what can the private sector do. And the partners in this already are Ray Chambers, from the Amelia Foundation, Jeff Weiner from LinkedIn, and LinkedIn, as you know, has identified 3.7 million job openings that are not being filled because of a skills gap. And the Aspen Institute, you have your whole initiative around skills and how do we fill the skills gap and how do we bring together community colleges and other colleges to help prepare people for the jobs that are available. But we thought beyond the practicalities is how do we capture people's imagination? You've written about how Einstein considered imagination more important than knowledge, about the whole need to really capture people's hearts, not just their minds. So we've actually decided that we are not going to call this initiative at both conventions where we're going to have big events and big exhibitions around what is working, something prosaic, that we're going to take a line out of a Bruce Springsteen song, and we're going to call it, We Take Care of Our Own. And I brought the lyrics. I was just showing Walter the lyrics because they're really powerful. He just wrote this song this year, and it's part of his tour. And I'll just read you, I won't read the whole thing, but I will just read you a couple of stanzas just to get the idea. It says, I've been stumbling on good hearts turned to stone. The road of good intentions has gone dry as a bone. Yet, wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. And then he goes from Chicago to New Orleans, that you know well. There ain't no help, the cavalry stayed home. Now, there is help, but it's not reached critical mass. There are a lot of amazing things happening. And indeed, as a preamble to the conventions, we've launched a section of the Huffington Post that we call Opportunity, and the tagline is, what is working? And we are putting the spotlight on all the amazing things that are working in order to help scale them. And one final stanza, where's the hearts that turn over with mercy, where's the love that has not forsaken me, where is the work that set my hands, my soul free? There is something about work that is very elemental. You know, Ben Franklin, that you also wrote about, had the Leather Apron Society. You know, there is something in the American character that really holds work and the working people with the right kind of esteem and admiration and even awe about what they've achieved. And we need to recreate that. So that was a little longer than I intended.
But what specifically are you going to...
So specifically, we are really asking anybody, whether you have a business, small or large, whether you are not-for-profit, whether you are an individual, to commit to doing something to create jobs. For example, our partners, the foundations that are our partners, the Ford Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Skoll Foundation, have made different commitments. The Ford Foundation has made a commitment to identify not-for-profits that have openings and give them grants to fill them. Mm-hmm. The Skoll Foundation has made a commitment to do a competition around social entrepreneurships with the best ideas for job creation. Our corporate partners, Starbucks, Microsoft, Howard Schultz, we just had a big story on the Huffington Post today, has an open letter to America for July 4th around job creation. Again, they're doing their part at Starbucks with the bracelets that they are selling. They've raised $12 million that they are investing in job creation. NBC, that is our media partner, is committing to putting the spotlight, again, like we're doing, on what is working. And then we also are going to have a big exhibition that will spotlight what is working. You know, all the individuals, the small businesses that are actually creating jobs, and the mayors. You know, the mayors around the country are doing amazing things. We have blog posts on the site today from the mayors of Phoenix, Boston, Oklahoma, about what they're doing. Mm-hmm.